Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we preview the new booking technology that Apple Vacations will be migrating to in just a little more than a month. We're very excited about the change, and I'm excited to share with you some of what it will look like and how it will operate today. Just a note that when we do launch the new booking engine in Vax Vacation Access next month, it will be for bookings made to travel May 1st, 2019 and beyond. Anybody that you would be booking to travel prior to May 1st, 2019 will continue to be booked in Apple Online 4.0. And the reason for that is that there are many agents who have no experience with Vax. And since our busiest time of year is from right before Christmas until the end of April, we don't want to hamper sales by challenging agents to learn a new booking engine at peak time when they're trying to sell travel. So again, we will operate two booking engines for a short period of time. Anybody you're booking that will travel before May 1st, 2019 will continue to be booked in Apple Online 4.0, but anyone that you will be booking from May 1st and beyond will be booked in Vax Vacation Access, and that's why it's very important that we get you trained, up and running, and feeling comfortable with this new system. The good news is that many of you are familiar with it, so if you are you're going to find it very easy, and it's you've got a nice head start. So let's get started right away. If you are familiar with Vax Vacation Access, if the agency that you are affiliated with is already registered with Vax, then you have nothing to do. Once we go live, you're all set and you'll be ready to book Apple Vacations in Vax. So if you're familiar with Vax, this should look familiar, this login. You will simply put your agency number in, your unique username and password, which I'm sure you know, and log in. And as I said, if your agency is already registered with Vax, it's a two-part process. First, you register with Vax. Secondly, you register with the different companies that sell in Vax to be able to sell those companies. So if your agency is registered with Vax and is also registered with any of the Mark Travel companies before, then you're good to go because all of the Apple Leisure Group brands you'll be registered to sell all of those. That's the good news. Now, no worries if your agency is not yet registered with Vax. The first thing your agency will need to do is to designate an agency site manager for Vax, and that's just the person in your agency that will administer anything to do with Vax for your agency. So as I mentioned, every agent has a unique username and password, which is different from Apple Online. As you know, Apple Online, everyone in the agency uses the same login. But with Vax, every agent has their own unique username and password. So the site manager is responsible for all the agents in the agency to make sure that they have their own unique username and password, to get any new agents that come to the agency registered. Also, if any agents retire or leave the agency, they're responsible to remove them from your agency list. And they're also responsible for customizing some features in Vax that your agency may wish to customize. There's different looks, a different way that the searches come back and look. So there's some options there, and all that would be the responsibility of your agency site manager. So once you've designated a site manager, they simply go to vaxvacationaccess.com. They click on register and they follow the prompts. This will get them, number one, registered in Vax. And once they're registered in Vax, they'll receive an automated email with instructions on how to then register to sell all the Apple Leisure Group brands, including Apple Vacations. So that's first and foremost. We want to make sure everybody is registered and ready to go for when we launch in about mid-November. Okay, so think of Vax Vacation Access as sort of the cyber mall of America for travel companies. Think of your favorite mall, and you know that when you shop at the mall and you go to any mall, there are different mall entrances that you can enter, and that then gives you access to all the stores in that mall, and that's kind of what Vax is. But every mall also has anchor stores, and if you right now we're logged into Vax Vacation Access, And under suppliers, you will see the list of the anchor stores. And when Apple Vacation launches in VAX next month, Apple Vacation's anchor store will appear here under the suppliers drop-down menu. Also, if you look in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you see just the tip of the booking engine, and you see the supplier drop-down box there as well. Apple Vacations will appear there as well. So that's one way that you will be able to access Apple Vacations anchor store by going into VAX Vacation Access through the Suppliers tab. But like any mall, the anchor stores have their own private entrances for customers to enter that store directly without having to go in through the mall entrance. So think about that in the same way that Apple Vacations, once we launch, will also have available for you a direct link that will take you directly into Apple Vacations anchor store in VAX, so that you won't have to go into VAX Vacation Access first. So a couple different ways that you will be able to access Apple Vacation Store once we launch in mid-November. Once we launch, this is the booking engine, and it will appear down the left-hand side of the screen, just very similar to every other company that sells in VAX. And there's a couple different ways that you can start to search for vacation packages. The first way to search is to search by schedule or price, and it always defaults to shopping by price, and that's 9 times out of 10 what we're doing. We're looking for all the parameters that you're looking for, but for the best price, the best value for your clients. You can toggle over and search by schedule, and one time that you may want to do that is if you are looking for a particular flight, an absolute particular flight, and a particular class of service, so that maybe you can price match. Maybe you have a price from another competitor and you want to check Apple Vacations price, and you know it's got to be apples to apples. So that in that case, you may want to shop by schedule, but more times than not, you're going to shop by price. Now, the other option is, and since Apple Vacations is a very sort of charter-centric company, and if you're new to Apple Vacations, or new to the industry, I should say, you are aware that Apple Vacation offers exclusive vacation flights from about 20 cities across the country. We kind of loosely still refer to those as charter flights, even though from some cities across the country, these exclusive vacation flights are actually shared flights that we share with a scheduled carrier. For instance, Frontier. In many cities, Apple Vacation owns a block of seats on Frontier's scheduled airlines. And so it's not a true charter, but since we own those seats, we package those with our hotels and our transfer, and we still refer to those packages as charter packages. Other cities, we do have true charter flights where the entire plane is made up of nothing but Apple Vacations or ALG brand companies. So as I said, you will hear those referred to as exclusive vacation flights or charter flights. In any case, if you have an opportunity to sell packages with those charter air, those exclusive vacation flight air segments, you're going to earn the most money for yourself because you earn your full commission on the entire package. So you're earning your full commission on the air portion as well as the land portion. As opposed to when you are shopping scheduled airlines, you will earn up to 5% commission on the air, depending on the carrier and the class of service, etc. So anytime that you can sell into those charter packages with those flights, you're going to earn more money and your clients are going to get the very best value too. So in this booking engine, you have an opportunity to search by charter destination search. And when you choose that, up at the top of the screen, you will see this page appear. And all you have to do is fill in a few blanks. First is, what type of package are you searching for? From what city? In this case, I chose Philadelphia. And what month of the year? And that's all you really need to input. And then when you hit search, it brings up this great charter calendar. Now, those of you who are familiar with Apple Online 3.0, and you might even still be holding on to Apple Online 3.0, I have to tell you that as soon as we launch in VAX, Apple Online 3.0 is going to go away. So you need to kind of embrace Apple Online 4.0 and VAX because 3.0 will be gone away. But one of the things that we loved about Apple Online 3.0 is the fact that in the air availability screen, you were able to see from any particular charter gateway what charter programs were offered for how many nights to what destinations, etc. So we've really missed that. That's why this is such an exciting feature available in VAX. So once again, I picked Philadelphia for February of next year. And you can see the calendar comes up and it shows on any given day what charter programs are being offered from Philadelphia. So in this case, I hovered my mouse over February 9th and I hovered it over the Punta Cana, the destination, Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, and it broke out the various number of nights that you can book packages for. So when I hovered my mouse over 7 nights, now I'm ready to hit enter, and now the system will search for packages. Let's see what it brought back, and let's look at this screen for a minute. So at the top, it's reminding me that we are looking at Philadelphia to Punta Cana, February 9th for 7 nights. The next block that you see is flight information. Now, if you can see the green verbiage there that says baggage fees apply, that green verbiage is a visual cue for you, just a little hint that anytime you see that green verbiage in the flight information, that's another visual cue that you are looking at a charter or exclusive vacation flight segment. So just keep that in mind and store it in the back of your mind, because sometimes you may get confused to know, are you looking at scheduled air or are you looking at charter seats on a scheduled air flight? So if you see that green verbiage, that's your cue that you are in fact looking at charter or exclusive vacation flights. Now, you know that in this case because we are in charter destination search. So again, the gateway and destination, the dates that we're looking for, now the specific information about those flights, and then the system chooses a hotel. In this case, it chose the Rio Republica, and it does that for the purpose of pricing out a package. So you can see the price breakdown at the top and to the right. So if you happen to like this package, if your clients are interested in it, you could go right to checkout. But chances are you're going to want to explore some other options for your clients based on conversations you've had with them and more specifics about what they're looking for. And so the system is telling us that there are 76 other hotel choices besides the Rio Republica that you can explore with these flights on these dates from Philadelphia to Punta Cana. So obviously we're not going to offer our clients 76 different choices. We need to basically have some tools to help us narrow down that search. So let's take a look at those hotel filters now. The hotel filters are on the left-hand side, and they include the following. They include searching by a hotel interactive map. You can simply search by the hotel name by typing in the hotel name. You can use the price sliding scale, which is a great feature because if you have clients that have a budget and they can't spend more than, say, $4,000, there's no sense in seeing packages that are cost over that amount of money. So you can use that scale to narrow that price down so that you only see packages that are within their budget. You can also search by hotel rating, and you'll notice that in this case, the hotel ratings are in stars, but keep in mind, Apple Vacations Anchor Store doesn't exist yet. So I am basically showing you this example from one of the current brands that are currently in VAX. But when Apple's booking engine is in VAX, those ratings will be in Apple's, just like you're familiar with. But you can also search by hotel rating. You can search by hotel amenities. You can search by something that VAX calls experiences, and this is some new language for Apple Vacations. The experiences would be things like show me only all-inclusive resorts or show me only adults-only resorts. And boy, we all know how much we've wanted to have that filter even in Apple Online, and we've not had it. So it's really nice that VAX has that feature. And finally, you can even search by the geographical location of the hotel to different points of interest that your clients might be interested in. So if you know that they're interested in some excursions in a particular area, you're probably going to want to look at hotels that are fairly close to those points of interest for your clients. So all of these filters are available to you. Now here's a snapshot of that interactive hotel map. So again, we're looking at Punta Cana, and if your client said, they like that Bavaro Beach area and they'd like to stay in that area, you could zoom in on the map and look at what hotels are available in the Bavaro Beach area. So that's a nice tool. Otherwise, I chose a few filters to just engage, and I chose to limit the price scale to a much narrower price window. I also said, show me only 5-star rated hotels, the highest rated hotels. And then I said, show me only adults only resorts and only all-inclusive resorts. So once I just toggled on those few filters, I reduced my selection of hotel choices from 76 down to 3. Much more manageable to then create some nice options for my client. So these tools, these sales hotel filters, are great tools for you to take a large amount of selection and reduce it down to a much more manageable list. Let's take a look at those hotels now. Now you'll see under the hotels, what I put little red boxes around are some features that are color-coded, highlighted with color coding. Those promotions and incentives that have a color-coded icon next to it are unique promotions and incentives to Apple Vacations. They are exclusive Apple Vacations promotions and incentives that apply to this booking, to this hotel, to this room category. But outside of that red box and below it, you will see a couple other links. Those are also promotions and incentives, but they are promotions and incentives that are offered in general by the hotel to any tour operator. So the ones that are color-coded are exclusive to Apple Vacations. The ones outside that are not color-coded are also promotions and incentives that apply to the packages, but they're not unique to Apple Vacations. So now let's say you want to look at other room categories besides the one room category that is shown under Breathless, for instance. So all you need to do is click on that little plus sign next to Breathless. And when you do that, the system breaks out all the different room categories that are available and their prices. And once again, all the promotions and incentives, both Apple exclusive and those that are not exclusive to Apple, also appear. So you have this nice clean look. You can clearly see everything that is an advantage to you to booking it, because there's some agent bonus cash available, maybe some extra features for your clients, and all the prices there are package prices included with that air that we initially chose from that charter destination search. Now, this is where Vax offers a tremendous selling tool that we don't have in Apple Online. Apple Online 4.0 is actually a very good booking tool, but it does not have the selling tool features that Vax offers. So at this point, this is where you may want to take advantage of the Create a Sales Email feature. And you'll see that in the upper right-hand corner. And when I click on Create a Sales Email, now keep in mind, we've not selected anything yet. We are still searching. We've picked a flight. We haven't even really selected it. We just, everything is based on packaging it with that flight. And we haven't clicked on select for any hotel. So when I click on Create a Sales Email, under the select option for each of these room categories, you will see that now there's another option. There's another option that says add this to the sales email. Because I clicked on Create a Sales Email, now it's giving you the opportunity to pick the features, the hotels, the room categories, the excursions, which in Vax are called features, that you want to present as options to your client. So you can choose up to 6 hotel options. That could be 6 different room categories of one hotel. That could be 6 different hotels. That could be 2 or 3 hotels and a couple different room category options for each, not to exceed 6 options. Now, you may not want to offer 6 options, but the system does allow you up to 6 hotel options. And all you want to do, if you want to include that option, is check the little box next to Add to Sales Email. And the system will remember that, and it will add it to a customized email that you're building for your client. Now, as you scroll down, you'll get to, as I mentioned, an area that in Vax is called Features. In Apple Online, we have these things under supplements, new words. So under features, you will find all the various excursions available to your clients. You will find special transfers if they want to upgrade to a private transfer. You'll even find AVOK insurance protection there. All those things you'll find under features. And as you scroll down, if you want to include those options in your sales email, you simply check the box next to, under the select and next to add to sales email. Once you're finished adding everything that you want to create your sales email, now you simply click on preview that sales email, and you will get a very comprehensive, beautifully clean email customized for your clients that you can send to your clients. It has their particular information, their flights that you've chosen for them, information about the destination. In the center there, you'll see the example that I chose. I chose 4 different hotel options. I could have done up to 6, but I chose 4. And then to the right, on the lower right, you'll see that I also chose some excursions as well that I want my clients to know, they may want to take advantage of and pre-book ahead of time. Just a word of advice, it's always a good idea to add something like the features, some extra excursions, rather than just giving your clients an option of air, hotel, and transfers. Especially in this very competitive environment that we live in today, it's very easy for your clients to shop and compare your price to another, either an online travel agent or maybe even another travel agency altogether, if you're just shopping for the air, the hotel, and the transfer. And more importantly, you really want to create a unique experience for your client. The whole reason why clients come to a travel agent for their travel plans is for your area of expertise, number one, but it's also because, people work very hard for their time off, for their vacation time, and they want somebody who's going to take the time to talk to them about what type of things they want to do while they're on vacation and really create a unique vacation experience for them. And you do that by offering some additional features. So keep in mind, don't just focus on selling the travel parameters, the air, the hotel, the transfers, but really take some time to add some extra features in that are unique to their interests. And that's going to keep them loyal to you as their travel agent. Once you've created this, now you can email this to your clients. And the great thing about this is those 4 hotel options that I've included in this, you see the pricing next to it. Those prices are package prices with that common air that we chose. So in the past, rather than having to send them 4 different itineraries, now you've created one really nice, well-packaged, customized sales email that they can review everything in one nice, neat document. Okay, at this point, let's back up a second because we just showed an example of how to search by charter destination search. Let's go back and show another example of how to search by price, how to shop by price. Now, when you're shopping by price, here's the good news. If you shop by price, it's going to bring up scheduled air options, but it's also going to bring up the charter air options as well. So if you don't want to just shop uniquely for charters only, you can simply shop by price, and you will get the advantage of the charter flights will also come up in that search result as well. Now, when you shop by price, you just simply need to fill out all the fields, which is really very typical. What type of a package are you looking for? From what gateway? In this case, I chose JFK. To what destination? I chose Jamaica, Montego Bay. How many rooms? How many adults? If there were children, I could have added children in it. I could have then, if I had put children, they would have asked me for the age of the children. And then I have to put the very specific dates that the clients wish to travel, because the system is going to go in and it's going to pull scheduled air options. So we need those very specific dates. One thing I really like about this feature is that if you like to quote packages with the travel insurance with AVOK already added in, the way we used to do in Apple Online 3.0 for all of our charter packages, you can indicate that right here from this screen. You don't have to, but you can. And if you choose to add the travel protection in from this screen into the quote, you can always pull it out later. So you're not locked into it either way. You can either add it in later, or if you add it in now, you can always remove it. So once you've put in all this information and you click on search, the system once again, just like it did with the charter destination search, will go in and it'll search for some options. And again, let's take a look. So it's reminding us under search that we're looking at JFK to Montego Bay for the dates that I chose. And then it's showing you the flight information, just like it did previously, but you'll notice there is no green verbiage in here. So we are looking at Delta Airlines bulk fares. That's what the system came back with, the very specific information. And again, the system chose a hotel. In this case, it chose the Rio Reggae. And it's showing you what the price would be if you booked just this exact package. Once again, it's then saying, hey, you have 55 other hotel choices that you might want to explore. And those hotel filters that we used previously, those same hotel filters are available for you to once again narrow that search from 55 hotels with this air to down to one or two that would be great choices for your clients based on your knowledge of what they're looking for. So once you've done that, you can create a sales email again with this information. Once you've finally done that, you've discussed all the options and your clients are finally ready to book, that's when you're finally going to click on select. You're going to go to the hotel, to the room category that you're looking for. You click on select. In this case, I'm kind of back to showing the example with Philadelphia to Punta Cana on that charter and that breathless option. You would click on select, and when you do that, now the system is going to say, okay, either confirm the flights that you've chosen, or it's going to give you the option to change your flight. So back again, using that scheduled air option, if you want to explore some other options besides the Delta bulk fares that they came back with, and keep in mind, bulk fares mean that your client's initial deposit will be much less than with published. But if you want to check other options, you're going to click on outbound flights, and now you have a whole nother set of filters that will help you find exactly the flight that best suits what your client is looking for. So let's take a look at these air selection filters. You can either filter it by flight number. You can, again, use that price scale. You can filter by flight time, number of stops, and the airline. So in this example, I told the system to only show me Delta nonstop flights departing in the morning and also arriving into Jamaica in the morning. And when I clicked on those few filters, the system immediately came back with 3 options. Again, very reasonable. And as it turned out, the original air that the system chose was the best option. So I'm going to select that. When I select that, now I have selected my hotel, I've selected my flights. All I have to do now is kind of look over the itinerary and review it and make sure everything looks right. So if those flights look good, that hotel looks good, all the features I want to book are there, now I'm ready to check out. When you click on checkout, the system prompts you to fill in the passenger information. Very simple, very clean and easy. Any field that has an asterisk is a required field. So you make sure you fill out all the required fields for all the passengers. The system then has a set of what it calls itinerary tools. And this is a section for special requests, for special hotel requests, for maybe flight information, seat information, maybe some deviations. This is sort of more advanced booking, and we are going to cover these itinerary tools and how to use them in another webinar down the road that is for advanced booking features. So just know that they exist. They're there, and then there's the payment information. So if your client is ready with credit card in hand and ready to commit, you could fill out the credit card information, the standard fields. But as we all know, a lot of clients need some time. They want to talk it over. They want you to hold an option. So in this case, you don't have to fill out the credit card information. You simply have to check off that you acknowledge the terms and conditions and then click on complete the booking. When you do that, now you have a reservation number, you are holding this option for your clients, and then the system recaps what you just booked. At that point, you are ready to email your client or print the itinerary for your client or email the itinerary. I always say to agents, if the client is sitting at your desk and you print the itinerary, that's fine, but please make sure that you email it to them as well, because the invoice or the itinerary has a lot of links to very important information. So you want to make sure that your client has access to click on those links and get that expanded information available. So you've made a booking and you've used great selling tools to do so. Now, before we look at that itinerary, I want to draw your attention to this booking administration link and just let you know that this is something you should never click on when your clients are sitting at your desk, because this houses your commission information. Your commission breakdown is listed under booking administration. It also allows you to increase your commission to add a travel agent service fee in. There is no limit to the amount that you can add, so whatever the market will bear, have at it. You can either increase your commission by a dollar amount or by a percentage of the package. And it will not display as a line item unless you choose that option. And you do have that option. You can see in the box there's an option to display your travel agent service fee as a line item, but naturally, unless you check that off, it will not be disclosed in the itinerary. So let's take a look at that itinerary. And this, again, if you're familiar with the itineraries that are available in Apple Online, you'll see this is much cleaner, much better organized. It's another nice feature of VAX that you have your flight information. Again, there's that green verbiage, so we know that they are charter flights, and that means you're going to earn your full commission on that air portion as well as the land. There's the hotel information. There's even hotel advisories that are flagged in red. There's information about the travel protection, AVOK. If your clients purchased any advanced excursions, that information would be on the itinerary. Any information about baggage fees, there's going to be links to that. So a really nice, comprehensive, clean, well-organized itinerary that you can feel very safe to just pass right on to your clients. Some agents and agencies take this information and they import it into their own itinerary that they send to clients, and that's fine. But if you don't, there's nothing in here that is that your clients can't see, so it's a nice itinerary that you could pass directly right on to your clients. Now, I want to also talk to you for a few minutes about selling traditional groups in VAX with Apple Vacations. We just looked at how to sell individuals, and as you know, with groups with Apple Vacations, you have a couple options. You can choose the Group Ease option, which gives you a promo code, in which case you would do exactly what we just did, except you would enter the promo code into the booking engine. There was a field for the promo code, and that would trigger the discounts that your clients are entitled to for that promo code. But the second way to book groups, and in my opinion, the better way to book it, if you have someone who will basically put up the deposit for the group, because a traditional group does hold space and it holds price. And that's the safest way to book a group, especially think about it if you're booking a wedding group. You would hate to go to all the trouble, have your bride and groom find the resort and find the wedding date available and to deposit on the wedding package they want. And if you have a promo code, you always run the risk that the hotel could sell out, and then you have no way of getting clients to the wedding. If you're holding space with a traditional group, you're safe. You're holding that space and you're holding that price. Now, if you've sold traditional groups with Apple Vacations in the past or currently, you're in for a treat, because this new way to book traditional groups with Apple in VAX is very user-friendly, and it puts all the control of administering that group in your hands. So it's a great time saver for our group team as well as for you. Let's take a look at it really quickly. So in our Anchor store, there will be a menu option for groups, and if you click on that, you'll see a radio button that says Request a Group Quote. We actually have something very similar to this in the Travel Agent Cafe under traditional groups now. It's the same thing where you basically brings up a Survey Monkey that absolutely just asks you to fill in the blanks, give us the information that you're looking for in your group quote. And in this case, it even has a box at the bottom that you can free text in any additional information that maybe you couldn't indicate in the required fields. And when you submit that, first game changer right here, anybody that has done traditional groups with Apple Vacation knows what our group quote looks like. And it looks nothing like this. This is game changer number one. The group quote is clean, it's concise, it's easy to read. It has your client's group information in the beginning, followed by the quotes of the different room categories for different number of nights, 3-night, 4-night, 5-night, 6-night, whatever, pricing for each. It details the hotel group amenities. It details the hotel group policies, which is so important for you to share with your clients to make sure they're aware of when space can be reduced without any penalty and so forth. It also talks about the AVOK travel protection and any extra booking group promotions that are available, as well as how to go ahead and book the group. So again, this is such a nice group quote that you can easily pass on to your clients, easy to read. It's a game changer. It's the first game changer in booking groups and VACs with Apple Vacations. So once you've gone over all that, your clients are ready to commit and they put down the deposit, what our groups team will then do is create what's called a group dashboard. What the group dashboard is, and they will email you the link to your own customized group dashboard. This is an example of one. When you click on your group dashboard, it's going to have all the specific information about your group, about the hotel details, the group details. On the right-hand side, you'll see a booking engine. That booking engine has already been programmed just to have, as far as the hotel choice, the hotel that you have contracted and the inventory that you have contracted for the dates that you have contracted. So as you move on to the bottom, you will find this is your toolbox for booking your group. So no longer do you have to keep a spreadsheet of the rooms that you're booking and then send that spreadsheet to us, in which case our people get it and they have to data enter it into our system. And anytime you have multiple hands touching a booking, there's always chance for error. So this way, all of the control is in your hands. So let's take a look at these 4 quick tabs. First one is reservations. When you book the group, when you deposit on the group, the first thing that the dashboard will include is what we call a parent booking, and you see that at the top. Let's just say it's a wedding group, and the bride and groom would be your parent booking. All the other rooms that are going to be booked are going to be booked surrounding based on that parent booking. So all of these bookings you see below that are what we refer to as child bookings. So as you're building your group and you're basically booking each room, you'll book them as if you were booking an individual FIT booking. So it's so easy and you have so much flexibility and so many options. So each one of these child bookings is just, if I can equate it to what you do now, it's like on your rooming list, it's a different room, except that each one has its own unique booking number. And you can add air to some, you can add charter air to some, you can add scheduled air to some, you can add insurance, you can add excursion to each individual room. So now, if this is all available to you on the dashboard, anytime you go on to your system, click on the link, this will open up. But if you're someone who likes to have a hard copy of your group booking, which you can't see on this screen, is in the lower left-hand corner, there's an icon that you can click on that will take all this information and export it into an Excel sheet that you can print out and keep in your file. So if you like that, that's available to you. The second tab is your inventory tab. And again, very clearly states, this is the total number of rooms that you held. This is the amount that has been sold so far. And this is what's still available. I mean, currently right now with booking traditional groups with Apple Vacations, you have to basically email your sales coordinator always to make sure you're on the same page and know how much space you have left. In this case, the system is keeping track of it for you. And if you book someone and then they cancel, you just simply cancel that child booking, and that hotel space goes back into your inventory. So it's very easy for you to see what you're holding. In this particular example, on the right-hand side, this was also a charter, air, and land group. So that shows you your charter seat inventory as well. Nice and clean, very easy to read. The next tab is your commissions tab, and you can see that it actually calculates your commission by room. So you can see if someone books a higher room category, then your commission is higher. If they book ADOK insurance, if they book any excursion or air, anything that's commissionable, you will see how the commission varies room to room. And then the final tab is your payment transfer tab. And this is really awesome because let's say it's a wedding group and the father of the bride put up the deposit for the group. So the group is under deposit, and then the first child booking you're going to make is to book the bride's parents. So you book the bride's parents, and then if you want to transfer all that money that they have just put on to secure the group, to deposit on the group, you can transfer all that to their particular child booking, and now they're paid in full. And yet the group is still under deposit. So very, very easy to transfer money from one child booking to another, from the parent booking or from the deposit. So again, super easy, especially if you have large groups. Like right now with us, if you have large groups, you might have 3 or 4 different booking numbers. And if you have to transfer money from one to another, it can become quite complicated. Super sleek and simple and easy with this. And everything is in your hands. This is self-serve traditional group bookings. And this will be available from day one with your, as soon as we launch Vax, any groups that you start from that point on will be in Vax. And also any groups that you currently have on the books to travel next year during first and second quarter of next year will be migrated into Vax as well. So really exciting to see this come to help you as you book your traditional groups with Apple Vacations. So once again, I thank you for joining us. The countdown is on. We are planning to launch in mid-November. If you found this helpful, I'm happy with that. If you've had any questions that you've typed into the Q&A box, we're going to download that Q&A question report, and we will get back to you via email and let everyone know what the questions were and what the answers are. If you would like to sit through and digest this and maybe take the webinar again, if you go on the Travel Agent Cafe and just search Vax, you will see the schedule of all the webinars that we're offering up until the first week of November, which is pretty much up until we launch. We'd love to have you just sit in on as many as you need to make sure you're comfortable. Once we go live, we want you to feel really confident and ready and hit the ground running. So again, if you haven't put a question in, or if you have a question later, please feel free to email any questions to our TA support at applevac.com. That's our help desk. You can call TA support as well. But if you want to email your questions about Vax to TA support at applevac.com, we will include those with any questions that have been submitted in this webinar, and we'll make sure that we get those answers to everyone. So can't thank you enough for joining us today. We thank you for your partnership as Apple begins its 50th year in business. We couldn't have done it without you, when we're excited about this new venture into this new technology with this new booking platform to us, Vax Vacation Access. So thank you once again. Have a great afternoon, and we're looking forward to growing our business even stronger with you in the future using Vax Booking Engine. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.